Second-year law books I personally used and recommend. For my public international law, I recommend the book Outline Introduction to Public International Law 2022 by Antonio Natura and Jemmy Gatchula. However, it's always best to check with your professor for their recommended reading material. For my Persons and Family Relations class, I used Civil Law Book 1 by Justice Perez and Persons and Family Relations by Attorney Elmer Rabuya. I highly recommend them as they provide a comprehensive and easy-to-understand approach to the subject. However, it's always best to check with your professor for their recommended reading material. Another great option is Persons and Family Relations Law by Attorney Santa Maria, because some of my classmates preferred it. For civil procedure, I would recommend Civil Procedure by Attorney Riano and Civil Procedure by Attorney Gubat. I found Civil Procedure Volume 1 by Attorney Riano to be particularly helpful as it presents the subject in a way that makes it easier to understand. On the other hand, Civil Procedure by Attorney Gubat follows the order of the rules of court, which is helpful for understanding the meaning and purpose of the rules. For agency, trust and partnership law, one of the great options is Partnership Agency and Trust 2021 edition by Ed Vincent Albano. For corporation and basic securities law, I used Philippine Corporate Law by Attorney Villanueva. I highly recommend it as it provides a comprehensive and easy-to-understand approach to the subject. However, it's always best to check with your professor for their recommended reading material. Another great option is Corporation Code Annotated by Attorney Hector de Leon. For my labor law class, I used Labor Code, Comments and Cases by Attorney Azucena. I highly recommend it as it provides a comprehensive and easy-to-understand approach to the subject. Another great option is Labor Relations in Law on Dismissal with Notes and Comments by Attorney Salvador Paquez, but I am not sure if it has updated edition. However, one of my favorite labor law book is Labor Law by Attorney Paulino Ungas because it is a summary of labor law, but it has comprehensively discussed the subject. I don't have personal recommendation for administrative law, but the book Administrative Law, Public Officers and the Law on Elections by Attorney Ulep can be a great option. For my property law class, I use the book Property Registration Decree and Related Laws or Land Titles and Deeds by Justice Agkili. However, I don't know if it has an updated edition. I highly recommend it as it provides a comprehensive and easy-to-understand approach to the subject. However, it's always best to check with your professor for their recommended reading material. Another great option might be Property and Land Law Books 1 and 2 by Attorney Alvin Claridades, for it has a 2022 edition. For my succession law class, I found Wills and Succession, Civil Code Annotated Volume 3 by Justice Perez to be a valuable resource. However, I also recommend Succession by Attorney Elmer Rabuya because for me he has a good approach in teaching succession and family relations. However, you must use a book that best help you understand the subject. Again, it's important to consult with your professor for their recommended book to ensure that you don't waste money on unnecessary materials. For evidence, I would recommend the book Insights on Evidence by Justice Peralta because, aside from the fact that it was the preferred book by our professor, I find it helpful as it presents the subject comprehensively. However, I used Evidence by Riano as reinforcement material because it discusses the subject in a way that makes it easier to understand. For my Commercial Law 1 class, I use Commercial Law Reviewer by Attorney Muravidi. I also recommend checking out the book Divina on Commercial Law by Attorney Divina. For basic tax, unfortunately, I don't think I am an authority to recommend a tax law book, but during review I used the book Tax Made Less Taxing, Taxation Law Reviewer with Codals and Cases by Attorney Ingles because it is our tax professor's preferred book. In addition, you can also consider online legal research tools such as Battisnet and .com, Lawful.net, Law School Buddy, Chanrable's website and the Supreme Court website. Among others, they provide access to a wide range of legal materials including case law, statutes, and regulations. They can also help you to keep up to date with the latest legal developments, which can be especially helpful for students of law. Please note that these are just my personal recommendations based on my own experience. It's always best to consult with your professors and check the latest edition of the books. You can buy them online. I provided the link for these books in the description below.
If you want more, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video.